Viewers, welcome to my channel Knowledge Unlimited, and in this video we are going to learn about a new concept called as a coprimes, and this is also called as a relatively primes, and the definition is very important. That is, two numbers are called as coprimes. Two numbers are called as coprimes if they have a common factor that is 1. If two numbers have 1 as the common factor, then those two numbers can be called as coprimes or relatively prime numbers. So if you read this definition again, you can conclude that if the HCF of two numbers is 1, then we can call those two numbers as a coprimes or relatively prime numbers. Let me take an example as usual. So if there are two numbers like 4 and 9, you can see the factors of 4 are 1 4 is a 4 and 2 2 is a 4. So I can write 1 2 4 as the factors of 4, and similarly I can write the factors of 9 as 1 times of 9 and 3 times of 3. So I can write 1 3 9 as the factors of 9. So if you compare these two numbers, then the common factor among these two numbers or the common factor among these factors is 1. So now I can call 4 and 9 are coprime numbers, or simply from this you can say that there are some conclusions that are to be drawn from the concept of coprimes. And one point I forgot to say while finding the HCF in the previous video, you can see if set of numbers are given like 4 6 12 24, for example, let me take these four numbers are given and we ask you to find the HCF of these four numbers, then you can simply neglect the highest number if both are multiples. For example, as 4 and 3 can be divisible, 4 3s are 12, so you can neglect the largest number, so you can neglect 12, and similarly 4 is divisible by 24, so you can neglect a 24, and these two are not divisible with each other, so you have to find the HCF of these two numbers and you have to conclude. So the conclusions that we can draw from coprimes concept is these three. Don't think why I am explaining coprimes, as you are going to the part of aptitude series of videos, you will understand the importance and significance of finding coprimes or knowing about coprimes. So we already discussed the example related to this point, that is if individually need not to be prime, that is 4 and 9 are need not to be not the primes individually, but we got these two as the coprimes because one, they are having the common factor as 1, as we already discussed 1 2 4. Here we got 1 3 9 and the common factor is 1, so these two can be called as coprimes. And if individually prime, if two numbers are individually prime, for example 7 and 13, then definitely the factors will be, as they are prime, 1 and itself. So here also 1 and 13, and they have the common factor 1. You can notice they have the common factor 1. So these individually prime, if the two numbers are individually prime, then definitely they will belong to the family of coprimes. And if two numbers are consecutive numbers, for example 5 and 6, if these two numbers are consecutive numbers, because 6 will occur after 5, so now here simply you can say HCF as 1, or from the concept you can find the factors as 1 and 5 here, 1 2 3 6, but the common factor is 1, so you can say two consecutive numbers as a coprimes, or two consecutive odd numbers. This is two consecutive natural numbers case, and if two consecutive odd numbers if you consider, that is 7 and 9, you can say simply as common these two are coprimes. For example, let me find by using HCF. The difference is 2, as 7 is not divisible by 2 and 9 is also not divisible by 2. Then we will go for the next factor, that is 1. These are the two factors for 2. Now the HCF will be 1. If HCF is 1, then we can call them as coprimes, or simply you can write the factors of 7 and 9, that is 1 7, and for 9 1 3 9, and the common factor is 1, so you can call this as coprimes. So simply you can say the HCF of two coprime numbers is always 1. So with this you can derive a conclusion that if you know that the given numbers are coprimes, then simply you can say that HCF is 1. So that's all for this video, and see you in the next one.